In this video, we're going to show you 3 different ways to end your skirting board. You may need to end your skirting board in certain situations, such as when you've come up to a new material, such as tiles or brick, or you've just simply come to the end of a wall and you don't want to leave the butt end of your skirting exposed. The first method we're going to show you is returning the skirting board to the wall. The first thing you'll need to do is set the bevel on your saw to 45 degrees. We're setting it 45 degrees to the right as we're returning the right side of the skirting board. Once it's set, make your cut and it should look like this. Now you need to grab another piece of skirting. We're going to keep our 45 degree bevel to the right, but we're going to feed the skirting board in the opposite way around so that the profile section is closer to us. Once you're ready, make your cut. Now we're going to flip this piece of skirting over and set our saw back to 0 degrees. We need to make a straight cut at the point where the bevel cut begins, and you should be left with a piece which will complete your return to the wall, and it should slide right up just like this. Now onto our second skirting board return, and this is the 22.5 finish. Again, we're cutting the right side of the skirting, but this time we want to make a 22.5 degree bevel cut to the right, so we're going to set our saw to 22.5. Once that is set, we're going to make our 22.5 cut to our skirting. Now we're going to grab another piece of skirting and feed it into the saw the opposite way around again, so that the profile section is closer to us, and we're going to make the cut. The 2 pieces of skirting should join together like this, but we're going to have to make a cut to the second piece of skirting. We need to make a 45 degree cut to where our pencil is showing. We're going to flip the piece of skirting over, feed it into our saw and change the bevel to 45 degrees. Now at the point where the bevel cut begins, we need to make the 45 degree cut at this point. And just like the previous return that we did, you should be left with a little piece that will complete your return skirting. However, this time it leaves a different transition into the wall at a 22.5 degree angle. And if you've done everything correctly, it should slide straight into place just like this. And finally, we have our return to the floor finish. This time we're going to be using the mitre section of our saw, and again we're working on the right side of the skirting board. But this time we need to set the mitre to 45 degrees to the left, and once you're ready, make your cut to the skirting board. Now we're going to grab an offcut or another piece of skirting and we're going to make a 45 degree cut, but this time to the right. Once this is done, we need to set the mitre back to 0 degrees so that we can make a straight cut from the point where the mitre cut we made starts. When you've made this cut, you'll be left with this piece which will fit up to your skirting board just like this. When you're ready to fit your skirting board to the wall, we would recommend using a bonding kit to fit the pieces together. The kit includes a glue and activator spray. Apply the glue to one end of your joint and spray the activator on the other. Carefully apply the 2 pieces together, making sure that they line up perfectly. The activator speeds up the bonding process, and depending on the wait time specified in your kit, it should set off within seconds. And this is what you're left with. We hope that you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you do have any questions, please do leave us a comment.